Good afternoon, this is Steve with Born Again Torinos, and this is the second video on this Torino number 45. And it's been 2 to 3 weeks since I started on it, and I don't put out a bunch of videos with every little thing I do because they would be kind of boring, and it's kind of that YouTube effect where we get used to watching car videos where they build a car in a weekend, and then in real life the work they did took weeks instead of hours, and so it seems like nothing's getting done. And actually I've been putting in 4 or 5 hours a day on this car since the last video, but it's tedious little work, and I always tend to break my rules because it has to be jammed first before I do the body, and dents bother me. So I'll walk by a dent over and over again, and I think, oh, I can just pull that out real quick, and then I spend half a day working on a dent. This is a great example of that. This one here had some dents up in the upper quarter, and I don't know if it looked like someone had kind of sideswiped something, but this bottom corner here, all of this was folded down out of sight, and that support in there, these metal bars were bent, so it was hit much harder than I thought it was. So what I thought would be a half-hour fix turned out to be half a day, and it's still not done. It's only half done. I won't go on my rant. Okay, over here too. David, the owner, said that someone he knows had accidentally hit this while it was at the other guy's place, and it just looked like it might have been a minor little crease, but again, it stretched the metal and all that, so it had to be hammered and dollied. And that's what I do primarily, because I walked past this other one. It really bothered me. There's a little guide coat on here now, but this had a crease all in here. It was about that deep, and I went in to such easy access in the trunk. I was able to hammer and dolly that really nice. And then over here, this one here was pretty bad. This is all hammer and dolly, and you can see the high point there and here. It was pretty severe, some of the worst I've seen, but the access was really good, so I was able to take my time and back and forth and get it 80-90%. So that was just the first day of working on this dent, so it still has a couple more days to go on it, but a good initial step. And this glossiness in here, this is POR 15 in this channel, so this is all really good. I did fix some rust holes that were in this gutter on the bottom, and it's all POR 15 from here down all the way across, so it's never going to leak or drip inside here. But I also cleaned out all the channel areas where all the studs are for the trim clips, and that's what all these markings are, is where those studs are. Well, this one's missing. I don't know if it's been missing since factory, but there's supposed to be one here, and there's not even a trace of one on here for the clip, and I don't see any damage. I don't know how one would break or come off unless someone who took the clip off. No, I don't think anyone took the clip off. I don't know. At some point it came off, or it was never done, but it's missing there. So that's something I can't fix. So we'll have to see what happens there. And what else? The studs, it's the same studs that hold the trim on here, hold the trim on down the sides. And so I verified that was all supposed to go away. So those are all removed. The primary thing I really wanted to fix first, because I have to jam it, are these bottoms of the doors were rusted inside and out right here. So I cut out the bad metal and put in a new, welded in new metal in here, and so it's just like new. And I'm debating drilling a drain hole in it, but getting ready. Next thing I do is painting the jambs. So I got the door jambs all ready to go. I got the trunk ready to go. Now I gotta take the hood off and get that all prepped to do that, so I can do it all in one day. But here's the other one done. Also, this had no factory mirror here. I know it's weird, but back then you could get the base version of just a manual mirror on the driver and nothing on the passenger side. But usually I only have to do these two studs, because if I'm upgrading it, I'll just put the sport mirrors on that are non-remote. So just do these two holes. It's already got the access for your wrench to tighten down the nuts. But since he bought the cable remote mirror, had to duplicate the access hole for the entire remote to go in to be fished through all the way. And so that's done. I already test fit it, and it's fine. It looks beautiful on. And in the trunk, thought I saw Daisy. There she is. You want to come unlock the door for me? If this cuts off abruptly, it means my battery died. But this trunk floor is stunning, beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but even the gutters and the quarters are perfect. There was some scale rust here, and so I ground that all down, prepped it, and used POR 15 in there, so it's really solid, never gonna rust. And just went ahead with my excess and did all this. There was a couple flaws in this panel here, but it still needs to be sanded. But it's very straight, very nice. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this right here, this little hole here and here, these are drain holes, factory drain holes for the inside here of the trunk lid, and they're almost always smashed or painted over from the factory and never really fully functional, and it can cause us to rust out. So I always go in and open these up, make sure they're open and clear in case moisture gets in, it can drain out. And 3 of these 4 were plugged. And so that's that. Took off the sight shields so I could work on these fenders up here. So took out the grill, took out the sight shields, they just get in the way, and all the emblems and aluminum trim and all that stuff. But that's where we're at. This is I know it doesn't maybe seem like a lot, but the hours just drag on and drag on doing this stuff. But it's very satisfying to see a dent go away, to see progress. So the next video should be the jamming all done, and that'll look beautiful. It still runs great. I'm still finding dings. I was talking to David, the owner, and I was saying this was the dentiest Torino I think I've ever worked on. It's very rust free, but my goodness, it was see all these door dings, lots of stuff like this. And here's where that trim was, and something had smacked that trim and bent the trim and even dented the fender. It was such a big hit. but I'm not finding previous repairs, which is great, which means this is all original so far that I found. Because that's almost always what I find is I'll run across old body filler. And that is just not the case here, which is great. Since it's a California car, a lot of the plastics and rubbers were shot. Just, you know, even these panels here that go here and here, dry. Just, those will work, but they're rock hard. And the clips that were on all these just crumbled. And the rear rubber for the trunk is in horrible condition. So that's something he can source, because I don't think I have another one. All looks really good here. Nice straight panel. It's just wonderful to see stuff like this. Just absolutely beautiful. Because that is such a bad spot almost all the time. See, same here. Look how beautiful that is. Not a bit of rust. I don't know if you've never seen what's inside the bumpers, the chrome bumpers. It has a chrome skin that bolts onto this giant steel support bumper, this inner core. The 70s safety things that they got going makes it weigh a ton, but it really is a nice safe bumper. Well, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to show you. The owner wants the windshield replaced, so I'll be setting that up, and I'll try and use the same guy who did the other two that we had done, because he did such a great job. And that is it. Thank you for taking a look, and it'll look much different on the next video, hopefully. But this has been Steve with Born Again Torinos, and good night.